Have you ever dreamed of speaking English fluently, but felt stuck because you have no one to practice with? This is the story of Sophie, a young woman who wanted to speak English, but had no teacher, no native friends, and no chance to travel. Yet, in her small, quiet room, she discovered a way to build her own world of English, step by step, word by word, day by day. Her story is simple, but powerful, and maybe her journey will also become yours. Sophie's Room of English Dreams, an inspirational story for English learners. Sophie lived in a small apartment in a noisy city. Outside, cars moved fast and people talked loudly. But inside her little room, everything was quiet. She was 24 years old. She worked as a graphic designer for a company in another city. She worked from home and rarely went out. Her world was small. Her room was her office, her school, and her space for dreams. On the wall above her desk was a world map. Every night, before going to sleep, Sophie looked at that map and whispered to herself, "One day I will speak English fluently." The silent struggle. Sophie had studied English for many years in school. She had learned grammar rules, vocabulary lists, and even passed exams. But there was one big problem. She cannot speak. When someone asked her a question in English, she froze. Her heart beat fast. Her mouth stayed closed. She forgot simple words. She felt afraid to make mistakes. "Why can't I speak?" she asked herself many times. "Why is it so hard?" She wanted to work abroad. She wanted to travel. She dreamed of visiting London, New York, and Sydney. But every time she tried to speak English, fear stopped her. There were no English classes near her home. No friends who spoke English. No chance to travel. She felt stuck. But one thing gave her hope: the internet. A turning point. One morning, while drinking tea, Sophie opened YouTube. She searched for how to practice English at home. She found many videos. One caught her eye. The title said, "You can practice speaking English at home. No travel, no teacher needed." She clicked. A woman on the screen smiled and said, "You don't need to travel to learn English. You don't need a partner. You can start speaking today in your room." The woman explained how to use graded readers, how to shadow audio, and how to speak with a mirror. Sophie sat up straight. "This is it," she said. "This is what I need." That night, she made a promise to herself. "From now on, my room will become my English world." Step 1. Graded readers. Sophie searched online for graded readers. These were books written in easy English, made for learners. Each book had short chapters and audio recordings. She downloaded a beginner-level story called Anna's Day. It was about a woman who wakes up, drinks coffee, goes to the store, and meets people in her town. The story was simple, but the sentences were natural. Anna wakes up at 7 a.m. She makes coffee. She takes a walk to the bakery. Sophie listened to the audio as she read. Then she listened again and shadowed the speaker. That meant repeating the words at the same time as the narrator. She read one chapter every day. She listened 3 times. She shadowed out loud. She smiled at her progress. "I'm not just reading. I'm speaking." Step 2. Speaking with a mirror. After 1 week, Sophie added a new routine. Every evening, she stood in front of her mirror. She looked in her own eyes and talked to herself in English. At first, it was strange. She laughed. She felt silly, but slowly it became normal. She said, "Hello, Sophie. How are you today?" "Today, I read about Anna. She went to the park. Tomorrow, I want to learn 5 new words." The mirror helped her practice alone. She made eye contact with herself. She practiced confidence. And she didn't feel embarrassed because no one was watching. "The mirror is my best English friend," she joked. Step 3. Shadowing and rhythm. Sophie continued to shadow her graded reader, but she wanted more variety. So she searched for slow English videos and podcasts. She found a series called Simple Stories in English. Each story was about 3 to 5 minutes long. The speaker spoke slowly, clearly, and with natural emotion. She listened with headphones and repeated every word. She focused on rhythm, stress, and intonation. She tried to speak with the speaker, not after. Some days she failed. She stopped and started again. But every time, she learned something new. She noticed English sentences go up and down like music. Some words are stronger, others are softer. Punctuation is not just for reading. It helps speaking too. I'm not just learning words, she thought. I'm learning the music of English. Step 4. Building useful vocabulary. Sophie didn't want to learn random words from a list. She wanted words she could use. Every time she saw a new word in her graded reader, she wrote it in a notebook. But she didn't stop there. She wrote her own sentence from her life. Example. Word, bakery. Book sentence. Anna goes to the bakery. Sophie's sentence. I want to go to a bakery and order in English. She also used the website yoyouglish.com to hear how native speakers use the word. She typed bakery and watched real clips for videos. This made the words real, not just part of a test. I'm building my own vocabulary, word by word. Step 5. Recording her voice. After 1 month, Sophie added a brave step, recording herself. She used her phone to record herself reading stories aloud. Then she listened. At first, she didn't like the sound of her voice. It doesn't sound like English, she thought. But she listened anyway. She noticed which words she pronounced wrong, when she spoke too fast or too slow, when her voice lost energy. The next time, she tried again. She smiled when she improved. She made speaking active, not passive. She even created a personal project, My Voice Diary. Every Friday, she recorded herself talking about her week for 2 minutes. Today I practiced speaking. I read a story. I feel more confident. Each week, her voice became stronger. Small wins, big changes. Sophie's English journey was not fast, but it was steady. She didn't measure progress by tests. She measured it by feelings. She felt more relaxed when speaking. She enjoyed listening to English podcasts. She could answer simple questions without panic. She even started to think in English sometimes. Her confidence was not perfect, but it was growing. She began to say proudly, I speak English now. The magic of her room. Sophie never left her country. She never took a plane. She never met a native speaker face to face. But she created a world of English in her room. She printed pictures of English-speaking places. She labeled items in her room in English. Her notebook became her travel journal. Her mirror became her teacher. Her voice became her guide. Her room was not small anymore. It was full of dreams, sounds, and courage. A message for you. Do you feel like Sophie? Do you want to speak English, but don't know how to begin? You can start today. Here's a simple 7-day plan like Sophie's. Day. Activity. Monday. Read 1 story from a graded reader. Listen and shadow. Tuesday. Speak with your mirror for 3 minutes. Talk about your day. Wednesday. Learn 5 new words. Make personal sentences. Thursday. Shadow a video or podcast. Repeat 5 sentences. Friday. Record yourself reading or speaking for 2 minutes. Saturday. Review your week. Listen to your recording. Sunday. Rest or tell a story using new vocabulary. You don't need a perfect plan. You only need to begin. Final words. Sophie didn't wait for the perfect moment. She didn't wait for travel. She didn't wait for someone to help her. She made her room her classroom. She made herself her best student. She turned her fear into action. And so can you. Because English is not only in schools or on planes. English is wherever you practice it, with your eyes, ears, hands, and heart. Your room can become a world of English too. I didn't travel, Sophie once said, but English helped me go far anyway. Sophie's story shows us that fluency does not depend on where you live or how much money you have. It depends on what you do every single day. She didn't wait for the perfect chance. She created her own opportunity right in her room. Now it's your turn. What is one thing you can start doing today to make English part of your life? Speech Balloon, share your answer in the comments. If Sophie's story inspired you, give this video a like and subscribe to Tales English. Because this is only the beginning. Your next English adventure is waiting. And we can't wait to share the next story with you.